Speaking of Nazis, we're playing Wolfenstein: The New Order. This is a game I picked up very late in the year for the Xbox One. Very late. I picked it up on like December 6th because it was on sale, I believe.
Was it still considered new?
Roughly, it was only a month or two old.
Oh.
No, wait. No, it was almost half a year old at that point. So.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is one of those games that kind of flew under my radar, and then suddenly everyone was talking about it, so it was on my radar.
Mm-hmm. Total Biscuit called it the best game of the year, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, which is nice, because I remember old Wolfenstein, and old Wolfenstein was awesome.
Mm-hmm. This game, I can confirm, is probably the best World War II themed game in a very long time. That doesn't mean it's perfect, though. But I liked what I saw when I was playing it.
Themed, so like roughly.
Roughly. It doesn't take place during World War II, it actually takes place after the Nazis have won.
Right.
Which is kind of absurd, because I've seen all sorts of weird theories that the Nazis could have won World War II, and in reality they had to face either the United States or the Soviet Union in the end, and they couldn't have done it. Not even at full strength.
Yeah, but there's always going to be... There's always going to be someone. I'm pretty sure there's someone who seriously believes that they're on the moon, so, I mean...
Plus, Germany would have had to build a blue water navy to take on the United States, which had the largest navy in the world at that time, even then. Even before the Japanese attacked.
And the Canadian Navy was pretty sweet back then, too, right?
Yeah, they had built up, like, the 5th largest navy in the world at the end of World War II.
Canada, eh?
Yeah. And then they would have to take on Britain's overseas colonies, whatever French colonies decide to fight them with the Free French. They would still have to take on the Soviets, like I said, and maybe the Chinese as well. Lots of enemies they had to fight. Plus all the insurgencies that they would be starting just to combat them would have drained them of manpower continuously.
Yeah, but they had giant war machines of death. Didn't you see the blueprints? They had lasers. Didn't you see that documentary, Captain America?
Oh. No,
they had the Tesseract.
In Sniper Elite 3, at the very end of the game, you're supposed to be hunting down this giant-ass tank. It's like literally almost like the size of this apartment building that we're in. It has 2 turrets, and it's like that thing wouldn't be able to move.
Absurd.
No engine in history would be able to move that thing.
In history? Have you seen the size of those boats lately?
Well, there is one big machine that's used to transport space shuttles, but that's so freakishly big.
And have you seen that giant mining thing?
Yeah.
There's tons of things nowadays that could run a tank the size. This isn't even a big building.
Okay, nowadays. But back then, with that technology,
no.
No.
No way. Yeah, but they had the Tesseract. And Hugo Weaving.
Well, I can't wait till they repair the damage from those Avengers in New York. Terrible shame.
Yeah, I went there the other day.
Yeah.
Fucking shithole.
They didn't even have good shawarma. They lied to me.
Apparently, after the Avengers, like, shawarma sales went up by like something ridiculous, like 4,000%. Something that's just hilarious that a movie could have an effect on something so obscure.
Well, some would say that would validate that art has effects on society, and therefore we should control the art.
Would someone argue against that?
Well,
are you controlling art? Is that
yeah, like in terms of, hey, this game is violent, therefore people are going to be violent after watching it. See what I did there? See what I did there? But here you're shooting Nazis, so it's ethically good. You're in the good moral area.
Yeah, they're like zombies, where they just represent something generally bad. Mm-hmm. Zombies would be our inner evils, and Nazis would be the general kind of like a freakish evil. Like, I can't believe someone would be this evil. Mm-hmm. They are Nazis, you know.
Yeah, I actually fell off the edge there.
Good job.
So what we're hunting down in this level is a Jewish super weapon. Okay, let's not say anything further that'll dig us into any holes here, Brendan. Jesus Christ.
I'm laughing at something else.
Okay, what?
I thought of something funny.
What was funny?
A Jewish super.
Well, the Israelis have nukes, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like there's one thing saying a nuke, and then there's like saying something like a Jewish.
Oh God, sorry. I'm sorry, viewers.
It's like when you're oddly specific like that, it makes me think of funny things. Okay.
What?
Yeah?
I think it's funny because he associates the reference Jewish superweapon with the respect of Jewish comedy that the legacy of the Western world has been built on for the past century. Please don't get butthurt over that, viewers.
Oh, I thought I was missing out on some funny sexual
If you
joke.
no, sorry.
Sorry.
No, if you said like Transylvanian superweapon. See, that's funny.
Okay.
Transylvanian
A Canadian superweapon.
Is it a Dracula laser? Is it like?
Yeah, I know what a Japanese superweapon would be like. Tentacles.
I was thinking of Gundam.
That too. Man, why haven't Gundams been built? Oh yeah, they did the actual science on that. They did it on Pacific Rim, and they said if a robot like that actually existed, the shockwaves of it simply walking around would destroy whole city blocks.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah. They crunched the numbers.
Now that I think about it, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Which is a shame, because who doesn't want to see giant robots walking around one day? You know what pissed me off about Pacific fucking Rim?
What?
They could have just posted robots next to that hole the entire time, instead of just waiting for them to attack cities, and then just had them fight them at the hole, instead of just letting them come through.
Yeah, but I don't know.
See?
Did they not know it was the hole for a while?
No, they knew it was the hole. They knew where it was coming from. They tried sending nukes down there, remember? It was a line of dialogue, you might have missed it.
I think I remember that. But I'm pretty sure there was some sort of internal reason that is making me, for some reason, doubt that would have worked.
No, it's a plot hole. They never addressed it. Damn, the Japanese girl in that movie was pretty. Now that I think about it.
Maybe like giant submarines or something.
So back to the game. So this
nothing's happening.
So this super weapon, not to get too specific.
Yeah.
Like when someone says a Russian super weapon, they think of evil connotations. When someone says an American super weapon, they think of an evil connotation.
That's because the Cold War and the U.S. is a scary fucking place.
Yeah.
If you hear that the U.S. is making super weapons, they're pretty. They have a history of making pretty damn good super weapons.
Yeah.
That's why it's scary.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
When someone says a French super weapon.
Yeah, even that. What is it? A giant white flag? Why does it make everyone surrender? Yeah, like obvious jokes, right?
Yeah. I mean, the French have a storied military history. I mean, for fuck's sakes, they had Napoleon. They're not surrender monkeys. They just had a bad war.
Different people.
Yeah. So basically, one of the super weapons here is it's like an exoskeleton suit, and they give it to one of the other characters in the game.
Right. Is that the weapon?
It's one of them. I forget the plot particulars at this point. Basically, I'm just here to rag on why this is somehow the best first-person shooter in years.
Wouldn't be hard, would it?
Well, no. Like, I remember I played, like, Medal of Honor Frontline after I played this, just for a tiny bit, and I played the first D-Day mission, and I was like, wow, this game is so good. Like, even today, it holds up.
Looks a bit like, oh, shit. Oh, no, okay.
This guy here, this Scottish guy, or British guy, a funny story. In the game, you can turn on subtitles to foreign only, and he's speaking English, the subtitles still come up for him. Because he has such a thick accent. And he's also the guy in Call of Duty that basically orders you around. You know what's funny about Call of Duty? Basically, ever since that Chernobyl level in Modern Warfare 4, basically all the games since then have been
trying to one-up themselves.
Basically, all the games since then have been extended Chernobyl levels.
Yeah, totally.
It's hilarious. Because they saw all these critics praising that level, and they're like, maybe it was because we were ordering you around the whole time.
Well, they tried to do that whole shock thing.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh my god.
Modern Warfare 3, I swear to God, is one of the worst games ever made. Just tonal problems, design problems.
Yeah, well, it falls into the same trap as Resident Evil 5.
Yeah. 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played 6.
5 and 6. That was just me mentally blocking the fact that Resident Evil 6 was a game.
You know, we should play that through all the way.
Yeah, I feel like before we did that video, I was very much like, I like to analyze why I don't like games. And then for the entirety of playing Resident Evil 6, I was like, this is fucking garbage.
This is garbage.
And I would like to revisit why I think it's fucking garbage, but I was just so caught up in the hilarity of dying to that train so many goddamn times that I couldn't articulate my thoughts.
That was a nice particle effect of the blood.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
The smoke looks pretty cool. Eh? You know what I like about this?
Yeah?
It's colorful.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, this is one of the things you notice about this game. It is incredibly colorful. Lots of usages of red, obviously because of the Nazi flag, but lots of distinct color palettes being used all the time. Orange, you can see, is a big one.
Yeah. Well, they just have a certain color direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they have fire, and if fire is a big element in these levels, then they have to take that in consideration to the entire level palette, like just the color palette. I mean, they could easily change it to red fire, but they don't for a reason. I'm not even joking. Like that, these are the kind of things you have to think about when you're designing, like a level that isn't just exploding with colors. That's why it's so easy to work in browns and grays, because you don't have to worry about a lot of this shit. You just have assets and you repeat these. A lot of the times you don't have to repeat the assets. A lot of the times they just make like very specific, I don't know, I'm sure people get my point. If you're dealing with color, you have to deal with all colors. If you're not dealing with color, you can strong arm some things and just like, who cares?
Fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
So one of the holdovers from old school game design in this game, and I think this is part of the reason why people love it, is there's lots of stuff hidden around the levels, lots of ammo.
Wolfenstein had so many secrets. The
Here's
first
the thing.
Castle Wolfenstein.
Here's the thing, this game has sometimes imprecise like inputs, so you could be standing right on the thing you're wanting to pick up and it won't give you the prompt. So that actually caused me to die 1 or 2 times in the rest of the game. Because I was trying to pick up a vital piece of health.
Yeah, that can be frustrating. Hey, have you played Super Hot?
What?
Super Hot.
What is that?
It's a really cool game where time only moves when you do. And it's a shooter.
I played Super Time Force.
No. This is it's a small indie game, but it actually got picked. I believe it got picked up by a bigger studio, and they're doing a full-sized game, or either that, or it got a lot of Kickstarter money, and the developers of the original. It was like a Flash game. It's free online. You can play it, or no, it's Unity. Sorry, it's not Flash. It's a Unity game you can play online for free. It's pretty cool.
There's a dual-wield option in this game that I rarely used.
Yeah.
Because it was so wildly inaccurate on most of the guns that I could barely use it in any real sense.
Yeah.
And because obviously the weapon wield selection that you use to switch weapons is still a bit finicky on consoles. I don't know why they haven't mastered just, I don't know, letting us press buttons until we get what we want. But there we go. There's a giant robot dog.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, sorry. Super Hot is so like it doesn't look nearly as, it doesn't look as good as this, but it's got a really good visual aesthetic to it where it's like all white, black and red, and you have like these guys shooting at you, right? And you can sort of like maneuver around their bullets because you can see.
Oh, I think
where
I've seen
they're
Rival
aiming.
X Factor play that game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun, and I think it's like a really cool spin on what's basically like what FPS controls have been basically the same since fucking the dual analog stick. Yeah, Halo.
Basically, since Halo and Half-Life, they've been the same.
Yeah, and it's just like the controls are the same. Where it's dual analog stick, but it's a different take on like just the basic game design. It's such a big mix-up.
I've tried to get used to PC and mouse controls, and I tried playing Shovel Knight, and then I gave up because keyboard controls on platformers that require such precision like that.
Yeah, like I played Super Meat Boy. I played through Super Meat Boy on the keyboard. That was
Not fun, eh?
It was fun, but I had much more fun when I played it through a second time on a controller.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun when I played Dark Souls on a controller, as opposed to on a keyboard. But that could be because like the PC port is bad.
I played some decent games with some good like fidelity on the keyboard for platformers and stuff, but generally controllers are the way to go for certain genres, as keyboard controls are for other certain genres like RTSs.
Yeah, that and first and third person shooters. I think I prefer mouse and keyboard, just because like
the accuracy.
Well, I'm not even. A lot of the times I'm like. I feel like I'm less accurate, I guess, but I have more of a history with playing on a controller. But yeah, I guess like there's just a certain kind of play style I prefer that is just better suited to keyboard and mouse, and I guess that's more kind of like
first-person shooters work on
Dishonored
controllers, and the Xbox One controller is actually more accurate than the Xbox 360 controller from what I've seen.
Yeah, there's a lot of like slack. The analog sticks have a lot of slack on the Xbox One. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
They're decent controllers.
Like, I'm more confident aiming with the Xbox One controller than I am with the 360 one.
Right. Well, have you ever seen those aim assist things that you can get? They're like these little tops you can put. Well, they're not really little. They're these tops you put on the analog sticks, and they stick out about like this far, and then you put your thumbs on top of that. And because it's such a big... Like, because you actually have to physically move your thumb so much more, you get more precision out of it. It's kind of like a lazy mouse for your control pad.
Oh. Never heard of that.
Yeah.
There'll always be people who want mouse controls on console games, but consoles are kings, as we well know.
Are they?
Yeah. They still hold the edge in sales for most games.
Is that counting the Nintendo stuff?
Yeah. And that's also counting Call of Duty sales, obviously the big juggernaut.
No, fuck Call of Duty.
Fuck Call of Duty. Oh, come on. Call of Duty... I'll admit it, Advanced Warfare is the best multiplayer since, like, forever. Black Ops 2, probably. But it doesn't have a great campaign. Ghosts had a great campaign. A lot of people will say it's one of the worst games in the series, but I actually think the campaign was better than all the rest of the games. Simply because it gave you a bit more freedom to actually do shit.
This game makes me want to play Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah. Oh man, someday.
You're still waiting on that radio call?
Yeah, like they played the Taylor Swift song and I thought it was a song and then I got all like excited and I almost called them, but it wasn't, and now I'm like trying to come down from that.
Was it Shake It Off?
Yeah, I actually like that song. When I found out it was Taylor Swift's, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, no, it's not, because I like this song.
What, you hate Taylor Swift?
No, I just didn't like any of her music.
Okay. It makes sense. I didn't know it was Taylor Swift.
So you can see how precise I can actually be with the Xbox One controller here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a... what would you call it? A threshold? Where where it actually starts moving.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before you had like this kind of lazy, or not lazy.
I could definitely sense
sort of
on
dead
the Xbox
spot.
360.
Yeah, on the Xbox 360 there was a dead spot on the controller where it like wouldn't move. It would just kind of wiggle around.
Yeah.
Kind of like old N64 controllers where you could move it like halfway before.
Mm-hmm. It actually caused me to overshoot certain targets in Battlefield 4 because of that, so that pissed me off no end sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I maybe I just prefer PC games.
Yeah, they look better too. Obviously, PCs have the whole graphical upgrade.
I got a PC for work, and then I just started putting games onto it, and then that's kind of when I was like, oh, this is really, really awesome.
But consoles, if they have one advantage,
it's exclusivity. I'd say now.
Yeah,
that would be their advantage now because they're no longer faster. They're no longer more convenient. They no longer have a better way of distribution. Like they don't. All of their advantages that they were invented for, they don't have anymore.
Yeah,
well,
they
now
still
it's
have some
exclusivity.
more convenience because the PC you still have to finagle a lot and you have to know a lot about what you're doing.
I'm gonna say you can buy a pre-made PC.
Yes, but you still have to know what programs to use in order to use all the options
but
that the...
Odds. Okay, if you're not computer literate in this day and age, that's a handicap on you. I'm
a lot of people aren't computer literate.
Yeah, I know, but are they the ones playing games?
I don't know. Apparently, every single person on Earth is now a gamer, so now there doesn't need to be an identity for gamers.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's true. Okay. I will concede only by saying the problem is computer literacy in that case.
Probably. But I like
also,
the Xbox One
I also
because
agree.
of Halo.
Yeah, I also agree that it does take more to get like a decent rig.
Yeah.
Like more money. Like I spent $900 on my rig to start off, and it still played good games, but it was still $900.
Yeah, it's
like
easily twice the cost, right?
Yeah, I don't mean good games. I mean it ran games on max pretty well. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is actually built into the game. It's a nice little physics engine. You can actually torch through thin metal objects.
Nice. Reminds me of Metal Gear Revengeance.
Would you call this procedural?
Procedural? Possibly. Very possibly that's procedural. You can also do it in a few other ways where that's just a tile, and it's not as precise as it looks because it might apply some sort of alpha. That would be a complicated way of doing it. I'm guessing these engines can just do procedural again. It's easy. And yeah.
Look at that doggy. Isn't it cute?
Yeah, robot doggy.
The dog.
Yeah, I like how shiny this is.
But I see lots of people still raving over tech and like, oh wow, how did they do that? Or this game looks amazing with these graphics and stuff. And it's like, well, are the games any good? That's all that should matter, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, welcome to the new generation. It's gonna... They're going to be talking about that for a while.
I remember seeing the graphical showcase for Modern Warfare 3 because they were trying to hype the graphics. And it was like, the eyes of that soldier look completely soulless and dead, and they're scaring me.
Well, he's a soldier.
Well, it was like a model. It was a character model.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm trying to make a war joke. War never changes.
War never changes. He didn't have to say the war again in that line. He could have just said war. It never changes. Or something.
Yeah, but didn't someone also say that war is always changing?
Yeah.
One was Kiefer Sutherland and one was...
Ron
Perlman, yeah. Which one? They should have a fight to the death. and then we'll see, once and for all, if war is always changing or if war never changes.
Sutherland versus Perlman.
Yeah. I have my vote on Perlman, personally.
Yeah, he's for an old fucker. He can probably put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy just ended, actually. And the show ended in this weird kind of way. The show's been a soap opera since at least the second season.
You're the only person I've heard bad things about that show, by the way.
Well, it's not that it's a terrible show by any means. No,
but I mean,
there's a reason it's been hooking millions of people for a long time.
Right.
It's just a whispering simulator. It's actually kind of hilarious. It's like every important line in the show is whispered. It's like we're gonna go down there and we're gonna make a deal with the Mayans and we're gonna acquire some territory and do some business deals. Okay.
The quieter it gets, the more important it is.
Yes. Trust me, my life is on the line here. I trust you with this information. Now please go do it. Every line is whispered. A lot of characters die off simply because their contracts ran out and they needed to kill them off. Yeah.
The enemies heard them, and then.
It's a good thing they didn't kill off Tig. Otherwise, it would have had to just give up on the show altogether. Because he was my favorite fucking character on that show. Simply because he was so balls out insane that no one could do anything to touch him.
Tigger.
I barely use his
Enemies.
marksman rifle in the rest of the game because simply I was like, I'm perfectly accurate already with the assault rifle. I could probably just do it with that.
Yeah.
The ammunition is limited, so I was forced to use this sometimes.
Yeah. You never had to take game design, did you?
No.
Okay.
Obviously, I have.
I'm having flashbacks to game design classes.
This is a corridor. Yes, I know.
I know. Well, it's funny because it's like you have a sniper and that's fine, and it's designed for you to have this gun. I'm pretty sure.
It has bullet spread too. You could see the bullets impacting, right?
It's just so funny though because basically what we did in game design was we would design levels in the Unreal Engine, and then we would play each other's levels in class during like midterms or finals, and then we would design and critique each other's levels. And there were so many that were just like here's a hallway, everyone have shotguns. It's like, oh, this is awful. But there's some really good tidbits I got from that class, like not just level design, but like just game design in general. Like there was one, I don't remember why it's so relevant, but I was playing a game just a little while ago, and I just remembered this quote where it was like, if you have like an empty room and you have your players playing in this empty room and it's a total blast, like that's not like that's a victory for the game designers, but like fuck, what was it? I don't know where I'm going with this.
Victory for because the game designers, but a failure for the level designers?
Yeah, it's just like you can't, if you're designing a level that's just that, like you're not doing, it's not enough just to throw someone in an empty room. Like you need to have them engage with the level, basically.
Yeah, they'll stop playing within 10 or 20 minutes.
But I can't remember why this is relevant, because I just remember playing a game where I couldn't think of anything else but just it was falling prey to this, where it was just
Call of Duty.
No, it wasn't anything like that.
Give me hints. Maybe I can help you identify the game.
It might just be like one of my Wii U games. I can't remember. Anyways, let's change the subject.
Heavy Bullets?
Heavy Bullets.
No, there's literally a game called Heavy Bullets where basically you go around a procedurally generated level, and you have a 1 or 2 bullet revolver.
Yeah.
And you basically shoot at the enemies, then you have to retrieve your bullets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of my things that was bugging me while I was playing the new Smash Bros.
Okay.
Because the level design is fucking awful.
You have the new Smash Bros?
I have the new Smash Bros, and we should do a thing of all the Smash Bros.
Yes, we should.
While I explain kind of like the rough history of.
Okay. I'm coming over next time, and we are playing some motherfucking Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna say exactly why Smash Bros 4 is
the worst in the series.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna explain exactly why it's okay. But yeah, anyways, just a little heads up for that. I mean, like I was playing it, and truly, some of the worst levels in the franchise are just in a collection in Smash Bros. For the Wii U.
It's almost like like that Second Strike DLC pack in Battlefield 4 where they just brought all the popular levels back.
And I was thinking all bias aside here, like I played in tournaments for a while, so like I'm very fond of, Final Destination, no items, Fox only, haha, this is very funny. But my favorite stage was not Final Destination. Mine was always like, like the stages like Battlefield or
I love that Pac-Man.
Like I love Dreamland, I love Smashville, I love even like I was kind of fond of Rainbow Road even from like Melee, if anyone remembers that. Anyways, these Smash 4 stages are just fucking ridiculous. And I was doing the level design. They have a level editor. And then it kind of hit me. It's like I would prefer.
This game loves throwing armored enemies at you for.
Oh yeah, I noticed that they're just bullet sponges.
Yeah, it gets a bit frustrating near the end. But what we
anyways, what I'm getting at is that I enjoy playing the game more when I'm not playing on, let's say, a quote unquote a designed level. Like I prefer their Omega stages, and the fact that they actually added that as a big option in the game and advertised that, hey look, there's nothing in this stage and it's more fun than their quote unquote designed stages. That is such a fundamental failure on their design to provide just any effort into designing these levels. And then to top it off, they give you a level editor and they're just like,
make better levels than us.
Here you go. You could do anything. You could close your eyes and put random objects into your level editor, and it would probably it would be like flipping a coin. Is it better than the designed levels? Is it not better than the designed levels? Heads, yes. Tails, no.
Maybe we can discern the philosophy they were going for, but we should definitely do that next time.
The philosophy that they were going for was, if you get good at this game, that's bad. We don't want anyone to be better than anyone else while playing this game, so we're gonna throw the biggest fucking chaos storm at you. And if you play more than your friend, you're an asshole and you should feel bad. That's the philosophy of Smash. I love Smash Bros.
A little butthurt, are we, Brendan?
I love Smash Bros. And Smash Bros. 4 is fun. But that's the philosophy.
Look at the
I'm
destruction on these crates.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Half-Life.
Yeah, you have to go searching through crates and everything.
Reminds me of Half-Life.
There's even a special type of crate where you have to actually weld a hole into them in order to reach into them.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
See, wouldn't it be cool if they made a game that was based off of those sort of... I'm sure there is one... No, like how Revengeance, which is a ridiculous title name, and it makes me laugh every time I say it. Revengeance. Like how that was just like the game, the combat was based off of that slice and dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, wouldn't it be cool to have like a shooter like that, where like, yeah, you did have like an iconic sort of gun,
shells,
like like a gravity gun, how that was iconic, or like the portal gun, how that was iconic, but have like this slicer gun,
almost like a destruction royale.
It would probably be just Metal Gear Revengeance with guns, but. I don't know. It might be a cool idea, like a cool indie game idea, like maybe
like just pit all the best weapons in video game history
maybe
against each other.
Maybe you're an engineer and it's a puzzle game, right? Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. It's a cool gun.
Like have the Halo pistol going up against the gravity gun.
Oh yeah. The ultimate gravity gun.
Nah, let's not get too hasty here.
That thing is, oh my god, the first time I played through that and I got that gun, I was so happy. I was like, it was starting to get repetitive, and then the moment it got repetitive and I was thinking it was going to be another Ravenholm, it was just like, surprise.
You know what? I've never been able to finish Half-Life 2 because of Ravenholm, because I have a crippling fear of spiders.
Oh.
And those fucking fast head crabs look a lot like fucking spiders.
The black ones?
Yeah, no, those are the poison ones. I'm talking about the fast ones. The way they skid around.
Actually, there was a really good game or level design analysis. I can't remember who was doing it, but it was a Half-Life analysis.
It's probably on YouTube also.
It was on YouTube, but it was a level design analysis of Ravenholm and another part of Half-Life, where they were going through and saying like all these ambushes are designed not to kill you, but to still punish you, but to make you think like you're under a lot of pressure. And the way they did that was that's why they designed black head crabs, the poisonous ones that can't kill you, but they always leave you with at least just 1 HP. And they would always be the ones in boxes that would scare the shit out of you when like you smashed them, and suddenly it would just be like, bleh!
Yeah. If we ever do a very, very long play of Half-Life 2, I'm making you play through the Ravenholm section because I refuse to fucking play through that.
That's fine. It's fun once you get the razor blade and discover.
I got to the razor blade section. I still couldn't fucking do it.
Okay, fine, whatever. Speaking of long plays, have you ever heard of a long play?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I effectively I did a long play of this Wolfenstein here. So
do you know about like the website though? Where it's
there is a longplays.org.
Yeah, it's really cool. Going back to talking about game museums, it's pretty much that. Mm-hmm. It's a really cool idea where you just have a really good. It could be edited. You have a really good run through, a game. A lot of the times, the player wouldn't die. They wouldn't get stuck in puzzles, but they would still play through the whole game. Be super familiar with it. Mm-hmm. And then they would record 20 to 60 hours or whatever it is to beat these games, and it would just be that it's a video of the whole game. And
it's for archival purposes.
Yeah, exactly. It's for archival purposes. It's like a museum, but you can't play the games. It's like the opposite of a speed run, I guess. Though I guess you could say they do beat some of the games rather quickly, but
I wonder if they take ones where you die a lot, because that also shows off what the game is about. Like it's
well, if it's Dark Souls,
yes,
then it's designed around dying. I'm sure it would be different than if you were playing this and kept resetting to the same checkpoint for 20 minutes, which you haven't done, thankfully.
No.
It doesn't seem like this game is all too hard.
No, it was a stiff challenge at certain points, but I had fun playing it. Here's the thing about difficulty: if I'm not able to pass a certain section, I can't finish a game.
Right.
So some of these games are literally... I've played through Dark Souls 2,
Yeah.
so I know what a good hard game actually looks like. But there's a lot of games that just take it to the point of absurdity. It's like the
Well,
one
like,
game
I
I'm
Wanna Be
playing
the
right
Guy?
now for review purposes, Unmechanical Extended.
Oh, just you're talking about just difficulty spikes.
Yeah, it's like the one puzzle I'm stuck on. I told you this before.
Yeah.
Before we started this video, the entire game was supposed to last like 3 hours. I've been stuck in that puzzle longer than the length of the game. I've exhausted every possible option. Here's the thing: it's only 3 elements in that puzzle. 3 or 4, if you count the physics engine, which I guess you should, because that's the element of how you're supposed to solve it.
Right.
A magnet, a ball, and a rail.
Yeah.
I've been stuck in it for 3 hours.
See, then that something like that, it's hard to say. It's like, is it difficulty through bad design, or is it just like an
I almost stepped on.
or is it just an inappropriate difficulty spike, or are you just totally just missing it? It's hard to say with a puzzle game.
I've exhausted every single avenue. Like there's no excuse
Well,
at this point.
you say that though, but
I-
obviously you haven't done every single one, or else you would have discovered that solution to the puzzle. There's something.
I'll
that
show
you're
you
missing.
that puzzle one day, and then we'll see if you can fucking solve it.
Okay. I'm saying it's solvable. It's got to be, right? I mean,
It has to be, but at the same time, at what point does a player just say, "Listen, you have to give us some context for what we're doing here, or else we're just lost." Like Lumino City had the same problem. It had a couple puzzles where it's like, "Oh, there's a hint book, and you should look through that." Yeah, but it's obtuse as shit and it's barely usable.
oh, I hate hint books because they make you feel like you're cheating. No
Yeah,
matter,
it's
even
like-
if it's like there, it's designed in there. It's always just like, oh yeah, I mean, use it if you're an idiot.
Yeah, it's
right?
like,
and
why
then
have the puzzles?
It's always drawn in crayons. Like
yeah,
you
why
can't
have the puzzles
figure
if
it
you're just
out.
gonna give us the solutions?
Yeah, they never really come up with these creative ideas to give you hints for a puzzle. I mean,
Actually,
there is
a hint system in Unmechanical, but the thing is, in this puzzle I'm stuck on, it's the one of the few puzzles in the game where a question mark just shows up if you try and get the hint.
oh,
So fuck that game.
it's the Red Skull.
Yeah, you came all this way, fought through all these bad guys, only to be brought by helicopter to your final location anyways. Yeah, I know. This almost makes it one of the most pointless levels in the game.
Oh, is this kind of like the Raiders of the Lost Ark syndrome? It's like you didn't really have to do anything the entire time.
No, you didn't.
They still look in the box, and they
Mhm.
still all die.
Yep.
Because
And it would have been in front of Hitler, and millions of the fuckers would have died.
yeah, there you go.
So you actually made things worse, Indy.
There you go. Nazis, I hate those guys. Do you actually shoot anything here?
No.
Okay. Is this just like generic?
Oh,
Generic
here's
turret?
where I die a few times. It drops you off right above the train where you're supposed to get. But, it's a weird checkpoint thing happens here. But I love turret sections when they're handled well, and this is
Yeah.
handled. Oh, fucking explosions knocking you back. I hate that mechanic in a lot of games. It's caused a lot of frustrating deaths.
Yeah, but you know what? You can't really do without it. If it's an explosion, it's an explosion, and if you don't get thrown back at some
And that
point-
gun I was trying to shoot them with has 2 modes, and I had it on the wrong mode.
There's some like necessary evil in game design. I think I'd say that's one of them. It's just splash knockback from stuff.
If you're on a precarious edge,
well, there's things you have to adopt if you're gonna be realistic, I guess.
I guess
Like
rocket jumping.
Like this. What is with this hunger thing, by the way?
Yeah,
in games.
hunger mechanic
I'm so sick of fucking hunger. It's that thing. What
or
was I-
thirst mechanic.
Yeah, it's that thing I was talking about last video, where it's just like, hey, this is a good thing. Let's make an anime of it. Now it's like, hey, you know what would make this game really good? Hunger mechanics.
Or
And it's like,
shoot in multiplayer.
It's no, it's like the shoot in multiplayer is like the business AAA decision. Hunger mechanic is like the guy who thinks he's a game designer, sort of, hey, I play indie games sort of guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And they're just like, yeah, you know what would be good in this game? needless hunger mechanics.
Or needless crafting systems.
Yeah. It's these people who are just like, this game isn't hard enough or realistic enough, so I'm going to make a mod where you have to eat.
It's like in Minecraft, it almost lost a bit of its charm once that hunger mechanic was added in.
It did. That was right around when I started to kind of lose interest in the game, where it was just like, it's less.
It's like, why
it's
have
like,
this here?
It's not Minecraft anymore.
It's more like survival simulator.
Yeah, it's
light.
survival craft. And again, like if you're making like a Skyrim mod and your whole point is to make Skyrim like a survival game, a bit awkward, but like fine. Like as long as it's fully supported.
I tried to knife this guy.
Yeah, it's still annoying. I don't know, I'm just complaining. It's still annoying because they're just, it's such a popular thing now, this hunger mechanic thing.
Yeah.
This sort of like pseudo survival.
Because all I can think of in Minecraft when that mechanic is in there, and this is why I play on creative mode whenever I dive in there anymore, is, oh my god, I'm gonna start dying if I don't eat some chicken?
Yeah, it's just, they
randomly generated
people, even though they say they don't like it when they see something in a certain game, you always see this sort of like mentality online where
well, that finally killed them.
Someone suggests something and it's just like, they should have done
look at
this.
that glass, look at that glass, that's so old school. I love it.
But you know what, okay, do you know what I mean? Like, let's say a game comes out and someone online is like, you know what they should have done, it would have fixed this problem, they could have done this, and then everyone's like, yeah, why don't they should have done, like, yeah, like a multiplayer is kind of something that you said.
Yeah,
like,
shoot in multiplayer. Like Spec Ops The Line, I'd shoot in multiplayer, and everyone hated that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, a lot of people say in a lot of these games, it's just like, oh man, could you imagine this multiplayer? Could you imagine X game with multiplayer? And then everyone's like, yeah, that would be so cool. You know, odds are if the next day the developer announced,
released.
yeah, they would just be like, why are they just shoehorning in multiplayer? What's their problem? And it's the same thing with this hunger mechanic thing, where it's just like, it's popular in some games, so it must be in every game because it adds difficulty. It's like, it's just an awkward, shoved in mechanic for no reason.
Yeah,
and
it's
people
like,
don't. A lot of people don't realize that like all of your decisions to make a good game, all of your decisions have to work and complement each other. Like I was talking about here, like when you're designing a level like this that has a lot of fire, and you have a certain lighting, like you need to factor in the colors of that, and a lot of people wouldn't really think about that. And the thing is, their levels would look really amateurish, or they would have to go bland and brown, right? Mm-hmm. That's just a small example, but there's hundreds and hundreds of small things that you need to like.
I blew his head off.
You know, you need to take care of in a game for it to be good, and there's this sort of like mob mentality.
It's that, like this has to be in there, or else it's not good.
Like none of the designers know what they're doing, and a lot of the time, like they do, but it's miscommunication in the same sort of way, in the exact same sort of way that the internet sort of has this mob mentality that causes miscommunication. It's just funny because the same mentality that these people are using to yell at like these game designers, they're just like, yeah, you're just an idiot. It's like that's probably the same sort of internal thinking that caused the problems in the first place.
Probably. You know what? I'm a critical guy. You know me. I'm cynical.
Yeah. But then there's stuff like Sonic Team, and then you're like, Sonic Team, what are you doing?
Yeah, but here's the thing. When I criticize a game, it's because I want the developers to actually do better on the next game. It's not because I want to just tear them down for the sake of doing so, even though they did waste my only time on this heavenly earth.
And money.
Yeah. They need to be held to account for that. No one's entitled to a good score just because they made a game.
Yeah. No,
okay?
Totally.
No one's entitled to profits just because they made a game. They have to make a good game. Or
well, it would be preferable if they made a good game. At least experiment and take something somewhere.
Yeah.
Like take an idea somewhere.
One of my favorite games of all time is one that took a huge amount of risks. It didn't succeed in any respect. Beyond Two Souls is in my top 5 favorite games of all time. Possibly because I still have a crush on Ellen Page, even though she's a lesbian. But
that's very likely.
It's still a good game. It's still a good experiment.
Yeah.
Experiment.
Spearmint.
So now guess what? We're going to the moon.
Yeah.
Nazis.
But yeah, sometimes
doesn't it look like M. Bison?
Yes, I was just about to say that. No. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that.
I think that was.
What was I getting at? I was getting at that people.
What the hell's wrong?
He's having a seizure. Maybe he's afraid of flying. Anyways, yeah, just because the game's bad.
This guy's pretty nonchalant for someone heading into space for the first time.
Oh yeah, this reminds me of that scene in the first new Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I guess kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, just because the game's bad doesn't mean the designers are bad. I guess is like that's kind of what I'm saying. What I'm really doing is I'm just ranting about something. I guess you can decide for yourself what I'm trying to say.
I should really finish learning German.
Yeah,
because it's a beautiful language. I love it. Russian, German, Japanese, good, beautiful languages. Yeah. Actually, German's more of an efficient kind of language.
It is very.
I like it. It's
German's very efficient.
It's very harsh.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the reason I like it.
Butterfly is Schmetterling. I've always liked that.
Mm-hmm. I was taking a look at the visual design in this level because
It's
obviously
good.
you're on the fucking moon and you're Nazis in space, man.
Yeah, man.
And there's lots of iconography going around this whole level. This is one of my favorite levels in the game, even though you're not actually like fighting in the low gravity environments very much.
Yeah, this is a pretty good looking level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's actually a couple stealth sections in this game too.
Oh, no kidding.
In this level.
Oh, in this level.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and the way it handles stealth is kind of iffy, but I guess it's the only way you could really work it into a first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So here you are, you have to try and get your guns from the baggage compartment, even though I don't know how they got onto the rocket to the moon in the first place.
Hello.
Hello. He's mistaking us.
Kind of reminds me of Dead Space, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
More colorful Dead Space.
No, I played Alien Isolation the first hour and a half of it until I ran into some humans who two-shotted me. I was like, wait, wasn't I supposed to be going up against Alien? Fuck you, game. So I quit.
Oh.
I'll dive it back into it, but my first impressions of the game aren't that great.
Did you ever get a second impression of that Lord of the Rings game?
Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor.
Not yet.
Not yet?
I should. You know what?
Yeah.
I really should.
I should get a first impression of that game.
Mm-hmm. This game is very beautiful sometimes.
Yeah. No, it looks good. Yeah, definitely good aesthetically. Like, maybe it's not like the highest resolution and maybe the poly count's a bit low on some things, but like, it's a good looking game.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of something else, not Dead Space, but I just can't put my finger on it. Like, it's this sort of orangey, sterile...
Half-Life 2.
No.
Because Half-Life 2 had lots of orange in it.
It did. Yeah.
Team Fortress 2.
No. I don't know.
Was it in space?
I don't know. I swear to God. I have the memory of like.
We
an
really
old
should like
Alzheimer's
take notes
patient.
into every Let's Play session.
Yeah, see what we've talked about. Yeah. I feel like I repeat myself a lot, but I'm just gonna say that that's on purpose, and I'm trying to drive the point home.
That Kyle is awesome.
What?
Yes, that is exactly the point he is trying to drive home.
No.
You're thoughtful salt.
Yeah.
Isn't that ridiculous kind of gun? Look at that thing.
I like it.
Actually,
like
the voice acting in this game.
I like ridiculous guns. I actually don't like ridiculous swords. Is that weird?
Yeah, because ridiculous swords kind of like, it's just a sword. It can cut through anything. But a ridiculous gun can do lots of different things.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, a ridiculous sword, it's like, what's it going to do?
It's going to cut you.
It's not really a surprise. Either that or it's going to do like some Final Fantasy shit where it like breaks off into different
Or it
blades
summons a
and
meteor
then-
like in Golden Sun.
Yeah, but then it's the meteor that's hitting them, not the sword. But with the gun, it's always like it's expected that a meteor would come out of a gun that looks like that. You know
Just
what I mean?
like summon a meteor.
But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's because I grew up with Ratchet and Clank and they had the best weapon design this side of Serious Sam.
I never figured out what these were for.
I don't know. With Wolfenstein, how many secrets they have? That could be anything, man. I remember playing through my first level of Wolfenstein, Castle Wolfenstein, rather, the classic. And I had searched meticulously for like so many hidden compartments and shit, just because I was like that when I was a kid. And at the end, I believe it was like a whopping.
So I shot this guy in the
20
head
it was like
several times, and he wouldn't go down.
It was
So
like-
I was like, "Fuck this game."
Yeah. Anyways, at the end of this level, after being OCD and playing through this 15-minute level for about an hour and a half, I got like 30% of the secrets. And that's when I like fell in love.
Actually, I have the first two Dooms on the Xbox 360 arcade, and I was looking around for all the secrets, and I was meticulous. I was going through every
Yeah.
single fucking block.
Yeah, it's impossible, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, what level of patience were they requiring of the players? And it was like, oh. When I finally went on YouTube to find where the secrets are hidden, it was like, kind of like spots where I checked, but didn't check enough. So it's like,
Yeah.
I wanted to kill myself at that point.
It's just a game, man.
Oh, shush. Hey, so there's this game called Hatred coming out soon.
Really? I haven't heard of it.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm still out of the loop. I'm trying to be better about like being current.
Okay, I'll play this alongside this. Where is that? There it
Hatred? Is that what you said it was?
Yeah, it's called Hatred. It's been getting a lot of controversy because of violence.
Oh, whoa! In a video game?
Yeah, violence in a video game. And here's the thing. You can kill innocent civilians in this game, therefore it is the worst thing in the history of mankind.
So you mean like Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. Exactly. Like Grand Theft Auto. And you
I wonder who's the person who's picking and choosing to be offended by
Yeah.
these video games.
Yeah, no kidding. But
It
you
seems-
can't hear the guy's voice.
No.
But it'll be playing for the
I have a feeling I know exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. Exactly, right? But
Yeah.
it's basically saying I hate this world, I want to kill everybody.
Right.
And basically this game just apparently we don't know anything more about it because it's just trailers at this point. But
Right.
it's a top-down isometric shooter where you go around just killing everybody.
Right.
My genocide crusade begins now. That's basically the line in the trailer.
All right.
So basically like that. And that's what got
So,
everybody so worked up.
I don't
Because
know.
you could kill cops, because you could kill innocent civilians.
Here's
that.
my question. Here's question number one. If they were zombies, would it be different?
I don't think so.
if you
No,
killed
that
the
woman
kid-
was begging for her life, and that hurt a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I like this is kind of like the extreme.
Yeah. So I was actually.
It's a little extreme.
Yeah,
but
it's a
it's
little.
It's whatever.
It's whatever, man. And
whatever.
sing. There, just for ending purposes.
Oh, I was like, are we singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
A bit weird, isn't it?
I don't know, when I see stuff like that, I don't see like, oh man, edgy. Oh, so controversial. I see something like that that's like when something's that extreme, the first thing in my mind says is just
Here's
like
a stealth
it's
section,
just
and I'm
like,
going to die a
okay.
few times, so I want to show you a few things, but continue
Okay.
with your thought.
Okay, the first thing my mind says is just like that's a bit silly, isn't it? It's just silly. It's like hearing stories of like black metal bands like burning churches. I don't say like, "Oh man, they're scary people." I'm just like that's a bit silly, right?
Yeah, and
Are
the thing
you,
is,
like, are you
it
doing
wouldn't
it
have
because-
gotten so big if it hadn't been, like, pulled off of Steam, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
As soon
but-
as it's censored, let the shitstorm begin. What do they call that? There's an effect. There's a specific effect where
Streisand
it's
effect.
the Streisand effect. Yeah, that's what it was. Where you try to get something taken off the internet and it just makes it explode.
So tired
But-
of this content.
Anyway,
Hey, you didn't choose the battle, you have to fight it.
Anyways, by silly, I don't mean like to be like pedantic, but I mean just like I don't know. I sit there and I see something like
Yeah, what effect could that possibly have? It's so
is
over
it-
the top that
Is
it's
it the
meaningless.
exactly? Is it the music that made them
I-
burn the church, or did they burn the church and then make the music, like sort of thing? What came first, the chicken and egg? And then I see a game that's like hyper violent like that, and I say, is it really that different? I don't know. I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
know.
is it like? And then the second question is usually, is it necessary? And then there's a robot dog.
Yes, a robot.
But you know
dog.
what I'm getting at, right? Like
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I'm not the kind of person to knee-jerk reaction and instantly yell, "We should censor this."
Yeah, no kidding. Well, the thing is, it got put back on Steam. And
Right.
the thing is, if those guys hadn't called attention to it, it would have
Yeah.
just died off. It would
Yeah,
have
probably
just
wouldn't
been
have been-
another footnote in
Exactly.
history.
That's why I don't knee-jerk react like that. I think it's a bad idea.
And there were several people saying that this is a disgusting game that shouldn't exist, and it's like, well, who are you to say that, right?
There's much worse films, and they're kind of okay, you watch like The Human Centipede, and like it's almost a joke. So, what's the difference?
Yeah.
That movie was.
Yeah, it's like people will literally compare. You know, it's like, did you see The Human Centipede? Assholes. It's like, okay.
Throwing knives killing one hit.
So why is
Whoa,
that?
did you see the damage on his front? Wow, Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. But you know what I mean? Like, when does it become like an extreme thing, and when does it become a parody thing? Is it the medium? Is it because it's a video game? Like, there's literally a genre of movie that people refer to as torture porn.
Yeah, Hostel, and they're like Saw, all that sorts of stuff. There's worse things
and
out there.
people watch it for like giddy entertainment, and they like it's like a joke to them, and it's funny, and at some level it kind of is.
There's dark corners of the internet of stuff full of stuff worse than that. Not even illegal stuff either, just purely illegal stuff.
Don't even get me started on the illegal stuff. But yeah, my point is that there's going to be worse games than Hatred.
Yes. So I don't.
Whatever.
Good job.
Good.
You probably gave these guys more money and publicity than they'll ever get naturally.
Good for them for getting more money.
Yeah.
For getting publicity on this, because they might not have otherwise. So good on them.
I like the design of these pistols.
Yeah, they're kind of cool, eh?
Yeah.
Sick of Katy Perry?
No, they played it, but it was just an advertisement. We're gonna play this up for 10,000.
So I'll show you the thing
I'm
while
gonna
we're
cry.
stealthing around here, because I think I fail.
What?
So you'll love this. This is called Unreal Paris.
Unreal Paris?
Hug me, goddammit.
Give her a hug. She's traumatized by Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. So for the circus, for the purposes, you're gonna love this.
Unreal
3,
Paris.
2, 1, sync. Powered by Unreal Engine. This is the lighting
Unreal
thing that
4?
you were telling me about.
Oh, yeah?
But it's actually been implemented.
Well, yeah. It technically was implemented in that video. Like that, yeah.
Ooh.
That's lighting. That's what I like to see.
Look at that.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot with lighting and shaders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not even really textures, because you can, like, look how...
Like, fuck me.
Some
If
of
someone had
these
showed me this and
some
not
of
told
these-
me it was a
yeah.
video game, I
Some
would
of
have been
these
like,
materials don't have to have texture on them, but as long as they reflect and treat light, like look, see the wood there. They have there's a certain
grain.
No, it's not a grain. It's a certain angle where the light will reflect off them in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just get that with your standard like shiny material that's in games like nowadays. Like look at the difference between, say, like the shininess of the floor and like the wood and the leather. See the dark stained wood?
Mm-hmm.
See, they're still shiny, they're still reflective, but they act differently. And some of it's actually multiple things. One of them is called the Fresnel effect. And not to get boring and all technical, but the Fresnel effect is when you view surfaces at a sharper angle, they get more reflective.
Mm-hmm.
And different materials have different BRDF angles, I guess, if you want to call them. That's what they're called when you're tweaking the shaders in a 3D program. But yeah, this is really nice looking, eh?
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine this actually being implemented in this generation, finally?
I am a firm believer that it will be, not just this generation, but in the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been personally seeing stuff like this for a while now, just being into the 3D community inside all like the technical breakthroughs.
Oh, did you see that weird little fade effect there?
Yeah,
In the corner?
yeah, it's
Probably a quirk.
lighting. Yeah, you can still see there's some curious blackout shadows in some areas. So I'm wondering how their materials are all linked up. Like on the lamp, just the lamp shades curiously dark.
And that chair, did you see that shadow in that chair?
Well, it was a bit sharp, but it wasn't as bad as the lampshade.
I thought that was something else. Anyways, but damn, this
Yeah,
looks
no,
good.
it's really nice looking, and again, these are.
It almost
this
reminds
is,
me of those close quarter maps from
this is-
Battlefield 3.
Yeah, this is Unreal Engine 4 right now. So the games that have come out have all been, not all, but mostly developed in older versions of these engines. They're not like fully capable because they had to also have Xbox 360 or PS3 compatibility, and we all know what happens when we have an inferior console. Everything else gets chopped at the knees.
Yes.
Like look at
Battlefield.
Watch Dogs. Perfect example.
Oh, Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs has the files still in the PC game to make it look better than the console version, but they're locked. It's just like inaccessible unless you break the game down. And
I could definitely see in this bathroom some of the seams starting to fall apart, but generally this is still very impressive too.
yeah, the more reflective you're gonna get is the harder it's gonna be to hold up the photorealism. But like this is it's really nice. I really like the effect that they have with the bloom, the lens adjustment. It's kind of like your iris adjusting to really bright lights. It helps kind of sell like an HDRI effect, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
High dynamic range.
So now we get
Anyways,
back
to Houston.
Back to Wolfenstein, shooting Nazis on the moon. I'm stabbing them through bed bunks.
Nice.
Playing a stealthy section here. You can actually go.
Oh my God! It's Castle Wolfenstein.
Yeah, you actually in the allied base that you have in this game.
Yeah.
You can actually go into a nightmare mode that will let you play through the classic Wolfenstein.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
It's a small enough file that it probably could work on. You could probably fit it on anything nowadays.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Probably
it's,
fit it in
it's
your calculator.
minuscule. You could. Yeah. It's amazing how efficient those games were back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see, like a lot of people don't realize or remember rather how small a floppy disk is, but it's tiny, and a lot of people. It's getting to that point where you say floppy disk, and some people are just going to be like, "What?"
Yeah, which is probably for the best. Let's be honest here.
But that game used to fit on a single floppy disk.
Jesus Christ.
And it was a big game. There were lots of secrets, and there was a decent amount of levels. And then you see games nowadays. It's just like Skyrim, 6 gigabytes. It's like, maybe not that big. My Skyrim is 6 gigabytes because I modded it, but like it's a big game, and it's just like that can't be optimized.
No. Well, obviously you're gonna have quirks. And there I restarted because I alerted a Nazi with the welding and stuff, and I hate stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just seemed a tad inconsistent to me. But anyways,
Yeah.
obviously the size of games has gone down. Like, not in terms of like file size, in terms of the spaces available. I mean, there are games that do stretch the limits, like Elite Dangerous, certain MMOs and all that.
Yeah. Oh, I think my Skyrim's actually like 20 gigs now that I think about it. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
But back in the day, you could have very, very huge games on very, very small spaces.
Oh yeah.
So one wonders where all that tech went.
There was no necessity for it. It's not that it went anywhere. It's that there's so much effort went into making sure that the game actually fit. And now that's not a concern anymore. So why waste time and money when the disc is the size of the universe?
Yeah, actually, Elite Dangerous. I just read a thing about it. They actually modeled the entire, or not modeled because that would be insane.
Yeah.
But they actually simulated the entire galaxy.
What we've photographed.
Yeah.
We photographed a very small part of the galaxy, but what we have photographed and analyzed, I believe they've actually.
And the theory is that it will take several generational epochs for us to discover everything in that game.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me. I just gotta say
really
it.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is one of the things where I've said before a long time ago. Like procedural shit is gonna change like the game, I guess.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Just don't do it again.
Oh wow.
I'm just joking. Yeah,
Pay
but
for that later.
but yeah, it's like a game changer. Like not to make a pun. But
Well, Minecraft obviously proved that. Kickstarted the whole entire revolution that we're living through now.
Minecraft did a lot of things.
It
best
popularized
first. Well, not only that, but kind of like games that weren't, I guess, done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Buying an unfinished product. That was like a Minecraft thing made.
For better or
Minecraft
for
made
worse,
that possible.
Minecraft is probably one of the most important titles in video game history.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's
Probably,
in recent-
actually,
in
I would
recent
name it in the
history.
top 10 most important releases because of what it's done to the industry, how it put indie games on the map,
Mhm.
like in the public consciousness, not just the indie game consciousness.
Yeah.
It's an important title in many ways,
Mhm.
and there's lots of flaws with it, yes, but it is still probably one of the most important video games ever made.
Well, didn't Flappy Bird do the same thing?
No,
No.
Flappy Bird kind of proved that you don't need money to sell a game.
Or talent.
Or talent, or you just need to be like in the right place in the right time, and it sort of shattered the idea of having something go viral to like these people who put millions of dollars into marketing and shit like that. When it's just like, why are we doing this
When we could have a cheap
when
$2
some
game.
random guy who doesn't even want to make a penny off of his game, who doesn't even want the fame, is like getting viral.
I tried to see if I could
overnight.
knife this fucker.
Well, what if that guy did want all those things?
He didn't. He shut his game down.
But I'm just saying, what if? Would that have changed
Possibly,
what we're
but
talking about?
yeah, but not as drastically.
Yeah, the one of the Flappy Bird iPhone with a Flappy
just-
Bird game still on it after he deleted it off the App Store. It made sold for $100,000.
Yeah, like the whole problem is just like it sort of scared these huge developers because they started to realize that what gets popular isn't as much in their control as they thought it was.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, man, that Nazi is. I feel sorry for that bastard
I
almost.
feel like they would have discovered that a long time ago. though.
You'd think, but there's when their entire mentality was throw more money at it, and they've never tried anything else because throwing money at it works.
Like with MySpace and all those kinds of things and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, more than anything else, should have proved that you don't get to plan viral hits.
Fucking guy.
He was discovered, okay?
Discovered. Oh, a guy who can play guitar and sing on YouTube.
The only reason
That's
Justin
a
Bieber
rare
is a piece of
occasion.
shit is because he acts like a piece of shit. he has a good voice and it's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He can sing.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard one hook of his. It's one of my favorite hooks. That's just ruined by the rest of the song. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. That hook. That is great. That's
I
a
don't
hook.
like any of his songs, but he can rip notes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his.
But there's-
He knows how to sing properly.
Yeah, but there's just still so much
The
talent.
poor guy was just thrown into the fire too early.
Yeah, with something like singing or playing guitar, like that's
He's
one of those
too busy
things where.
trying to be a different race.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's racist.
But you know what I
He
mean?
started it.
Yeah. But with something with a talent that's accessible as just like singing, like he may be good, but there's a lot of just like people that weren't in.
Well,
the
here's
right
the thing.
place at
Everyone
right
can
time.
make music. Not everyone can make great music. So
Well, I know that, but I'm
it's like,
just
yes,
saying-
everyone can play guitar. So
I'm just saying, like people. I know I've gotten into arguments with people because they were they would defend. It's like, oh, he's so talented. It's just like, from what I've seen on YouTube, he's averagely talented. To be honest, like there's some
But here's the
there's
flip
some
side.
musicians out there who aren't popular who are just fucking amazing.
yeah, but here's the thing though. Just because you're talented doesn't mean you're a good songwriter either. Ingwe Malmsteen, or however the fuck you pronounce his name.
Yngwie Malmsteen.
Ingwe, one of the best guitar players on the planet, has not made a single song that anyone will actually remember.
No, yeah, but I'm talking about musicianship here right now.
He is a musician. Musicianship.
No, musicianship as in writing a good song.
Okay.
Like
so,
like if I were to take my personal bias in this conversation, I would say The Deer Hunter.
I knew you were gonna talk about the
'Cause
Deer
the Deer
Hunter.
Hunter's
I
fucking amazing.
Know you. I
Exactly.
fucking know you.
That
You can't get away from it.
Is a good band. Did you? I'm
I was
pretty
like,
sure
if he
you did.
fucking talks about Deer Hunter.
You know I was. All I'm saying.
it's okay. I'll talk
my
about
parallel.
the site below.
It's like it's like everything that is the opposite to Justin Bieber is like the Deer Hunter. Like if you hate Justin Bieber for reasons like
Actually, I like a lot of metal.
douchebag, he you don't like his songs, the fact that he was just in the right place at the right time, the fact that he's moderately talented. Yeah, he has talent, but like compared to a lot of musicians that just weren't in the right place and right time and didn't have fucking what's his face.
Like watch that.
Who found him? Yeah, exactly.
Usher.
Usher, yeah. Oh, because they weren't found by Usher. He like.
It was Justin Timberlake and Usher trying to fight over him or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, but like at the same time, it's like, yeah. What if they were on like a different part of YouTube? It would have been someone else. Like, there's a lot of people who have talent. Like Ashley just said, just like watch one of those like British shows with
X Factor. You can see
X
how
Factor.
many people are talented.
Yeah, like a ton of
Lots
people
of
can sing. Like maybe they can't write a song.
But yeah.
But like they can sing
But
like
a lot of-
Christina Aguilera and shit.
Yeah, like a lot of people who've won those competitions.
Yeah, but
they come out of-
I don't
they come
actually
out of
think
nowhere.
Christina Aguilera is a great artist just because she can sing.
I
A
don't
lot
think-
of her songs are just bullshit.
I have one of her CDs and I like a lot of her songs on it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't
What was I
think
gonna say?
Justin Bieber's a great artist.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm not saying Justin Bieber's a great artist.
I know.
I'm not saying he's a good one.
That's the I think that's the point of debate right now, though, is that this sort
Like,
of
have you ever heard "You Lost Me" by Christina Aguilera?
No.
I don't think you know enough of her music to be judging her. Actually. Now that I think of it, if you don't know that song, you don't know.
People
what the
hate on
fuck you're
Nickelback a
talking
lot, and here's the thing: Nickelback actually wrote some decent songs. The problem is a lot of people just have a problem with their singer.
It's guilty. That Nickelback is.
They did
Guilty
actually. If
pleasure.
you go into the song structures, like All the Right Reasons had like what 5 #1 hits on it. There's got to be a reason for that other than just
I don't think you have to write a
Nice
great
headshot.
I don't think you have to write a great song or even a good song to have a top song.
well. Still, I like that album.
There is an engineered way to write a song.
It's a solid 4.5 star album. It's one of my favorites.
Do you know what I'm talking about though? Like
Yes,
the,
yes,
the
I know.
top 10. The top 10 is a very finely engineered and calculated, very coldly, basically a money exploitation, where they write the same song and see how many times they can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, there's actually I have a book called Mixing with Your Mind. The guy who wrote it is basically one of the most experienced producers in music history.
yeah.
And he basically said there is a secret to writing number
Yeah.
one hit songs.
Yeah,
I'm just
totally.
not going to reveal it to you.
Yeah, it's a very finely crafted formula. That's exactly what it is.
But-
Popular music is a formula, and that's not good music or great music. I
Wow.
should say it might be good, catchy music, but it's not great music.
I've heard some great masterpiece popular music songs. The
Uh,
Beatles
great-
are obviously the big
Well,
example, right?
Great music can fall under popular music, but popular music doesn't always.
It doesn't mean
It's one of those.
greatness.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, but still,
all-
Nickelback 5 number one hits. It's not a coincidence in my mind. Like one or two, I can understand. Yeah, maybe that's a fluke. 5 from one album. There's got to be something to them, and I like them. I like that band.
Well, the thing that's to them is that they're able to sell records.
yeah.
And again, that doesn't really give an artistic merit. That gives a business merit. I feel. It
I
gives-
think that album
When it's
had
that-
a lot,
well-
had some great songs on it.
when
even.
all I'm saying is when the industry is this saturated as it is, it's no longer.
here's a pro
It's
tip.
no longer of art. It's no longer a measure of artistry. It's now a measurement of how well you can take advantage of that saturation. That saturation.
Here's a pro
industry.
tip for anyone going through this section in the game: dual wield the pistols and headshot. Like it'll take them down in one pull of the triggers for both of them.
First shot takes off their helmet.
Yeah.
Second shot shoots them in the head.
You do have to shoot them twice, which kind of infuriates me a tiny bit sometimes because it's a bullet. It
They
doesn't
look
just stop.
They look like stormtroopers, and now I want to play that Lucasfilm game that was LucasArts. Sorry, that LucasArts Star Wars game that was canceled.
Force 1557 or something.
No, I think you have the right idea. It was the number. It was like it took place in Coruscant. You were a bounty hunter or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
It had a number.
I don't know why I forgot. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I forgot the number.
Well, now that it's a part of Disney, maybe they'll have more dosh to throw around at games.
I heard rumors that it's not dead, that game, but I don't know because they didn't kill Battlefront as well. Like,
Well, they gave it
Battlefront's
to DICE. You
Yeah.
know how awesome that's going to be? No matter how
I'm
glitchy or
so-
buggy it's going to be.
I'm so excited for
Ugh.
Battlefront 3.
Oh, I can't wait. Kill me now. I can't wait.
Pull a Cartman. preserve yourself in a glacier.
Just say the Battlefield franchise before I go down. I love you. I know. It can talk.
Yeah.
We're closing into the end of the video, so closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Wolfenstein.
It was a good game. I loved it.
Is a game.
Yeah.
I guess.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
To quote John Tron.
It's not a masterpiece by any means. Don't let anyone tell you that, because, quite frankly, it's not. It has a few flaws in it that need to be rectified.
Visually, very nice. Feels a bit bullet spongy for my taste.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of enemies that
reminds
get that.
me of Half-Life meets BioShock 1.
It's a very old school game in a new age that managed to somehow do it right, but still there could be improvements made.
Yeah.
I have no desire to play this game again after completing it, but I can understand why people love this game. If you want a good World War II game, just go play the original Medal of Honor Frontline on the Xbox. It's still good to this day.
The thing I like about this game, I think, it seems like it's not trying too hard.
No.
It seems sincere.
Yeah, it's very sincere. It's over the top, obviously, because you're fighting Nazis on the moon.
Yeah.
But
like, it's serious about it at the same time. It's like, yeah.
It actually has some good performances and acting, too, which surprises the fuck out of me. Because a game like this shouldn't have good performances and acting in it. No, I had that
You
miss.
don't think so?
No, it shouldn't.
Well, from what we were talking about, before, I would say, why not, though? Like,
Yeah. Well,
maybe you could ham it up, right?
Okay, maybe I should rephrase that. It's not expected because it's not really well done all the time, right? So.
Right. Yeah. But it's good that it is done.
Yeah.
well.
So go check it out. It has a good soundtrack too. I highly recommend you download the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And yeah, viewers, that is Wolfenstein: The New Order. Lots of different topics covered in this video, obviously.
Yeah.
We waffled a bit.
In fact, we did other videos.
We waffled. Wow. I'm
Waffled?
sorry. Next time we will discuss the game.
Well, the thing is, you were in a giant stealth section, and nobody, like, what were we going to comment about in the stealth section? Like, here you are being sneaky. Oh, here you are on the loading screen because you screwed up.
Yeah.
Like, I think we were totally justified in talking about something completely
Next
different.
time, Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm holding you to that.
Yeah, I'll talk about why I like Smash Bros. Nice.
Nice. That almost looks like the bad guy from Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep. That's it.
Awesome.